Before we start with the review of the Santoku knife from the Xinzuo Lan series, I want to go over some disclosures. The Santoku with the powdered steel and Damascus cladding has been bought with my own money, and the Santoku Lan series with the Chinese VG10 has been provided by Xinzuo themselves for this comparison. Since both knives are pretty much identical in terms of blade shape, grind and form, I will highlight the main differences first. The powdered version has a Damascus cladding compared to the normal cladding. They sandblasted it to get the unique look of the Chinese VG10 version. The olive wood on the powdered steel version feels more premium, grippier and denser with more saturated colors compared to the Paka wood on the Chinese VG10 version. Besides that, the knives are pretty much the same except for the core material. The differences in measurements may vary a bit, around plus or minus 0.2 mm due to the hand finishing that Xinzuo adds. There are a few things that you will notice about the blade and the Santoku shape. It is a tad taller and a little bit longer than most Santoku knives, which is a pleasant change and makes it easier to use the knife. The knife also has a nice rounded spine and a rounded heel portion to prevent you from accidentally cutting yourself at the heel. The added indentation also helps in creating air pockets so that food with higher water content won't create a suctioning effect and therefore helps more with food release. Besides that, both knives come with a spine taper of 2.1 mm at the heel and 1.7 mm in the middle. The blade profile is on the flat side and is what you expect from a Santoku styled knife. This makes it ideal for a down and up motion. You can still rock with the knife if that is what you prefer. Due to the shorter blade, you are limited and can't line things up too much to save prep time. The point of balance is at the bolster, and it comes with a weight of around 235 grams, which is quite heavy for a Santoku styled knife. The handles on the Lan series are on the bigger side, which took some time for me to get used to, especially due to the belly underneath. While I do have a large hand size, after letting those with a small and medium hand size try the knife, they all said that the handle was very big for them to hold, which they did not like. Those with a large or extra large hand size were generally more positive. The 14CR14 MOV NB, also known as the Chinese SG2 or R2, was a very pleasant surprise. Having the exact same knife but with a different core highlighted how much better the 14CR14 MOV NB is compared to the Chinese VG10, known as 10CR15 Go MOV. It has a noticeably sharper feel and holds the edge sharpness for a longer period. In terms of durability, despite the higher Rockwell rating, it feels the same or even a tad better. When sharpening the knife, the 14CR14 MOV NB is in my opinion easier to sharpen and can get a sharper edge compared to the Chinese VG10, which I have tested on a ceramic whetstone. The Xinzuo Santoku Lan series is a well-made knife with the quality control you can expect from Xinzuo. The added changes to the Santoku blade and attention to detail are a plus and add to the ease of use. The handle is quite big and therefore I can't recommend them to those with a small and even those with a medium hand size. Besides that, you will need to expect that the knife is generally heavier than your typical Santoku knife. If you are not on a budget, I can highly recommend the powdered version over the Chinese VG10 since it is simply a lot better despite sharing the same shape and grind. Even when the powdered version is double the price of around $80 compared to the Chinese VG10 version with a price of around $40, I would recommend the 14CR14 MOV NB since it holds the edge longer and sharpens better on a ceramic whetstone without losing ductility despite the higher Rockwell rating compared to the Chinese VG10. The overall slicing feel of the powdered version felt sharper and smoother, even after maintaining them both on a ceramic whetstone. If you like this video, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you want to know more about this knife, you can leave a comment in the comment section below. Thank you for watching and I see you in the next video.